we chose to serve these patients at the last stage of their lives in the hospice.
Because we feel that these patients need special help and support at this stage of their lives.
Because they deserve this after all the pain and suffering they have been through.
Because we feel that we have this social responsibility to help those in need.
Because of the lack of hospice care in Singapore, and we want to promote the awareness of such care to the public.
I'm Isu, this is Wenqiang, Yuting, Kangjie, and Maygee. And this is the program manager of Dover Park Hospice. Today we are doing an interview of Mr. Alan Miller.
It's a very general question, so it really depends on the patient. Some of the patients are in the stage of acceptance that they are still angry, and then they need to have a lot of counseling, for instance. The family might need to be involved in that counseling. Sometimes the patient actually doesn't need that, they've already accepted the situation. Then they rather have people to spend time with them, to play games with them. They like to go out, enjoy life as good as they can. That we see is the mindset of people. You would see mindset of people in patients, in family members when they come in, that they actually think hospice is a dark and gloomy place. It is a place where there's very little life, and very much the opposite is true, because here they can, especially for family, they see that the patients can enjoy the last days of their life in a much better way than before. It's very easy to say how one day we're going to die, and then we have to say goodbye to our loved ones. And then it's easy to say, okay, I will say goodbye. But when it really is happening, it's really something different. So when you give that gift, it's highlighting it again to them. But then it's in a positive way, because they give something back. So that's why I call it legacy. It's it's like a little legacy. But still, it doesn't matter. It's something they can pass on, which is personal. They can do very little things. They're just writing a wish on it, doing some simple things, making them a little bit more their own, and then Yeah. So that's why I thank you very much for coming here today and presenting the gifts to our patients. It's wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
On actual day, after we enter the room, we first saw the patients. Can see from their condition, they are really on the last stage of their life. And then we start to approach the patients to hand over the gifts. We open the boxes and show the patients what is inside the boxes, which is the grain and stars. Right? And we explain to them what these things represent. And then we ask for their any wishes to write down on paper. Then we write down for them. They actually, some of them actually do sign on the paper. After all these things, they actually say thank you to us and wave goodbye when we leave the room. This really heartwarming experience we encounter inside the room.
We realized that not a lot of people are willing to volunteer in the hospice. Maybe they got scared, maybe they feel this is too much for them because this is very difficult to have some kind of connection with a patient and then see him die. But this group of patients who are at the last stage of their life, they may be desperate, they may be angry about their illness. That's why they need volunteers to come in to listen to them, to comfort them and makes them feel alive. We hope that through our project we can let the people get to know the hospice more, and we hope through this we can get in more volunteers for the hospice.
Our team has shown a fair amount of teamwork throughout the whole project, from the preparations of the gift to the visits, and after that our video editing. At the start of the visits, all of us were afraid to approach the patients as we are very mindful of our words and actions. But some of us managed to pluck out the courage to start a conversation with them, and they slowly guided the rest to talk to the patients. And because at first starting we start in one whole group and each of us has one task, but that's because we are inexperienced in communicating with the patients. Therefore, after that, we split into two groups and we approach the patients by these two groups and do finish the whole process because we are afraid to disturb the patients.
While we were there, we had to sign a deed of confidentiality. It's basically a non-disclosure agreement whereby we were unable to review or show you any part of our interaction with the patients. This is because we had to keep the patient's identity a secret. This prevented us from showing you the whole interaction, our interaction with the patients and how they reacted to our gifts and the wishes to the families.
Okay, there are some of the lessons that we have learned during this course of the project, and one of them is actually putting aside our personalities and individual differences. From the very start, the group consists of different personalities. For instance, we have Kangjie, which is more of a quiet, introvert person, and we have noisier people like Yuting, Maygee, and me. Yisu is a thinking person. Okay. So how are we going to get everyone to actually sit down and create something really productive for this project? So I guess in some cases groups have failed because of their inability to actually work together because of their individual differences. But our group was able to overcome this by sitting down and listening to what each and everyone has to say. So actually, like the noisier people like us, we will sit down and listen to what the quiet people Kangjie has to say, and thereafter they actually contributed to much of the ideas that in this project. So along the way, definitely we have differences in opinions, but that did not deter us from our progress in the project. Instead, because we are willing to accommodate each other and choose the best solution to work out for this project. So I think that is one of the main points that we have learned during this course of this project.